Good afternoon. Thank you very much for participating in our study of the teachings of Meishu-Sama. As all of you know, we are now preparing ourselves to our Paradise on Earth service that we have next June 15th in our headquarters of Africa in Luanda, Angola, and other headquarters throughout Africa and the world. It's one of the most important days of our religion because on this date, on June 15th, 1931, Meishu-Sama received the revelation from the transition from night to day from the Supreme God. And it's very important to the world, the universe, as we all know. And every year we prepare ourselves. We do our best through the cleaning of homes, cleaning of the streets, of public place, distribution of flowers, expansion of nature farming, guiding people, taking care of people. A lot of activities we are doing, preparing the place where the service will be held. But the most important of all is how we are preparing ourselves, our hearts, how we are preparing our summoning, making a reflection about what do we believe, what do I believe, which faith moves me, a faith that aims to receive blessings, have particular interests, or a faith that wants to follow Meishu-Sama and to be used by him in the construction of Paradise on Earth, salvation of humanity. It's very important in these months, these weeks, before the service, Paradise on Earth service, that we make this deep reflection about what lies deep within our hearts, what moves us. For this reason that we will return our study of the teachings with the goal of preparing ourselves for this Paradise on Earth service. And today we're going to study the teaching, what is the World Messianic Church? It's very important to remember that though our official name is World Messianic Church, we are the Messianic religion. We belong to a religion. A religion has its founder and his or her teachings. We have our founder, Meishu-Sama, and the teachings are received from the Supreme God. And so the teaching starts. The aim of the World Messianic Church is the establishment of a paradise on earth. And for that purpose, to help create and promote a spiritual civilization we should develop alongside material civilization. It means that we don't deny the material civilization. We need it. But in order to attain true happiness, we need to work together. Both must walk together. Because the spiritual precedes the material, precedes the physical. It's important that we don't neglect the existence of God, so that we can use the material civilization moved by spiritualism and altruism, not materialism and selfishness. Paradise on earth means a world free from disease, poverty, and conflict. A world which has long been the ideal of mankind. The age of Maitreya proclaimed by the Buddha, the kingdom of heaven prophesied by Jesus Christ, the ideal world advocated by Christ in its reign, and all mankind equally purified, an ideal declared by the founder of the Meishu Church, all mean the same thing. Here we see that Meishu-Sama states very clearly that he did not come to replace Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, or other founders of religious leaders. He came to make their prophecies come true. They were the prophets of the coming of Paradise on Earth. We call it Paradise on Earth, they call it by different names. Meishu-Sama came to make this prophecy come true. That's why he founded our religion. This is the mission of our religion. Make their prophecies come true. The prophets of the construction of Paradise on Earth, as we call it, will be realized through the World Messianic Church. It's very important that you understand this. World Messianic Church differs from these pronouncements only in terms of time, because they did not specify when such ideals would be realized. I have become aware of the fact that the time is close at hand. This means that the end of Buddhism prophesied by the Buddha and the day of judgment of which Jesus spoke are almost here. Meishu-Sama wrote this teaching, published in January 25, 1949. And we can see that now we are already living the last judgment that Jesus prophesies, the destruction of Buddhism, as Buddha called it. Now the world is living this. We see through the increasement of disease, poverty, and conflict in our world. Now is the moment of the cleansing of the spiritual clouds that we accumulated during the age of night, moved by materialism and selfishness. We created suffering to people around us, to the world. We created spiritual clouds through these selfishness-based actions. And now they are being cleansed. Meishu-Sama says here, it would be extremely fortunate for mankind if a paradise on earth could be established without any major change. The truth is, however, that in order for an ideal world to be realized, the cleansing of the present world must first be accomplished. Just as an old house must be raised and the site cleared before a new house can be built, there will be a number of parts from the old structure that will still be usable, but this, of course, is for God to decide. We human beings must become useful members of the new world. We must become useful to God towards the construction of the new world. By doing so, we can surmount this great chant and pass God's test. This can only be achieved through faith in God. We must have become individuals who are qualified to live in a world free from disease, poverty, and conflict. We should have attained true health, have overcome poverty, and have become truly peace-loving. God will permit those who possess these three qualities to be used as productive instruments in the new world. I firmly believe that man's ideals do not clash with God's will. The World Messianic Church is endeavoring to help as many people as possible to understand and follow the teachings so that they may become qualified to live in the new age and receive God's total blessings. So we see, how can we attain this? In practice, how can this be possible? To overcome disease, poverty, conflict, to change our lives, to really construct a new world. I'd like to share with you a testimony of faith that happened in Angola. That shows he's a follower of our church. He's not a member yet. He hasn't received the Oricari yet. My name is Eduardo Mateus Pedro, and I'm a follower of the church. I was guided to the World Messianic Church in 2016 by my wife, who is a member of our church. The reason it brought me to the church were disease, financial problems, and family conflicts. Since 2017, it means that he was guided to the church, had contact with the church, but he did not attend the church. He started attending the church only last year. That's when he started to follow. But he speaks about how was his life. Since 2017, I have been suffering from lower back pain. On top of that, every time I tried to invest in something, it would go wrong. I kept losing money. I bought a brand new three-wheeled motorbike to work with, and on the second day it crashed into a new car. Then we bought a car, but I only managed to drive it for 3 days before it too was involved in an accident, and we lost even more money with the repairs. In 2018, we bought a plot of land in the Zango neighborhood and began construction. We fenced the yard, completed the ground floor, and installed the gate. But in 2021, we were told that all the neighboring houses, including ours, had been demolished. People said there had been a mistake and that those were in the house that were meant to be destroyed. Still, the local administration promised to resolve the problem. We eventually managed to buy a house that was already built, and we're living there to this day. However, after finalizing the purchase, we found out that the previous owner had left an outstanding electricity bill of about 350,000 kwanzas, about $380 now in April. We could only transfer the contract into our name if the debt was paid off, which we've been doing bit by bit up until now. Later, I decided to go into business with someone I had worked with for a long time and whom I trusted. We planned to open a printing shop, and each of us contributed with 1,900,000 kwanzas, about $2,084. We rented a place and were ready to start, but suddenly issues began to arise. One thing led to another, and in the end, my business partner was arrested, and the machines were seized along with him. You see that he had a lot of financial difficulties. He worked hard, but he could not prosper. He could not attain prosperity. Why does this happen? Because we have spiritual clouds related to money. We got money not in a good manner in this life and other lives. That's right, we have money-related spiritual clouds, spiritual debts. And through the light of joy, the gift of service, these debts can be raised and our faith can change, as you will see. As for the marital conflicts, I used to feel that my wife was annoying, overly jealous, and always complaining. Sometimes I felt a lot of anger towards her. I even began comparing myself to some of my colleagues at work. They were making progress in life, and I wasn't. That made me reflect deeply. Eventually, I came to the conclusion that all of this couldn't be happening by chance. I even considered visiting traditional healers to find out who might be behind all the misfortune I was experiencing. Nothing seemed to work out for me, and on top of that, I didn't have a good relationship with my mother. During a conversation with my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they explained to me that through the World Messianic Church, things could be turned around. Now it was 2024. After my mother-in-law visited our home, I started to receive jewelry and was introduced to the center head. I shared my situation with her. She listened carefully. Then she gave me some guidance to receive jewelry regularly, daily, attend the service, make daily donations, and start a home vegetable garden. He was guided. You want to change your life? You don't need to believe. Just try. Jewelry, read the teachings, distribute the flowers, make the vegetable garden. Let's try. After I began following the guidance, the marital conflicts, financial difficulties, and my health issues actually worsened. It happens many times because as you start receiving the light and making the practice of faith, the increasement of the light increases the purification, the problem, because in order to solve this, it worsens, but to clean it faster. That's why when we see this, we need to come back to our center head and say, oh, I'm practicing, but the situation is getting worse. Then, the center head organized a group of brothers and sisters to perform a deep cleaning at my home. Encouraged us to go on pilgrimage to the place of highest life in our church, being the headquarters, the sacred grounds, and to take part in flower distribution campaigns. It was very important, this practice of making the deep cleaning of his home, together, clean the whole home, what not useful, thrown in the trash or offered to someone. Don't let dirtiness be part of your life. Where there is spiritual trash, material trash, there will be spiritual trash. In low-level spirits will inhabit at your home. When your home is not organized, is dirty. Spiritually, it's also dirty. And from dirtiness comes disease, poverty, and conflict. In order to establish paradise on earth, we need to cleanse our spirit, and our home is an extension of ourselves. We need to keep our home tight, organized, and clean, with flowers in all compartments of our home. Yeah, it's very important. And the vegetable garden in our home. He speaks here about the vegetable garden. Every time we restarted the home vegetable garden and went off to work, the neighborhood kids would come and destroy the plants. At night, it became a spot where young people from the area would smoke and urinate, and everything would end up withering. But we persisted. By continuing to renew the garden, that situation was eventually overcome. When we make a vegetable garden, it also cleans the soil. The soil has a strong relation with our material life because we come from the soil. Our body comes from the soil, from the earth. And during the age of night, moved by materialism and selfishness, we made people suffer through slavery, making them work the soil for us. We stole and killed people because of what comes from the soil, like gold, diamonds, silver. We also made a lot of spiritual practices, sacrificing lives and polluted the soil with spiritual impurities. And when we practice the nature farming, besides producing food, healthy food, we also clean spiritually the land that's our home. We set free ancestors that are still suffering, clinging to this spiritual cloud that we created during the age of night. Through following this practice and reading the teachings, I've developed a much clearer understanding of what goes on in my home and around me. I've started receiving several job offers with the chance to choose the one that suits me best. Now, in any situation, I try to express my gratitude rather than complain or feel sorry for myself. I've also been giving my tithe regularly. The lower back pain I used to feel has eased significantly. I no longer feel a strong craving for material success. Through studying the teachings, I've come to understand that we don't always get what we want, and that everything happens in God's time. Through the statement of faith, I've learned that Meishu-Sama truly is the Messiah humanity has been waiting for. He came to free us from all forms of suffering. I am deeply grateful to the Supreme God, the Messiah Meishu-Sama, and to my ancestors for the opportunity to know this path of salvation. Thank you very much, Eduardo Mateus Pedro. So through the statement of faith, you can see, really very clearly, how to change our life through the World Messianic Church. Not to keep changing our life, we need to express our gratitude through our donation, through our giving of service, through guiding people, taking care of people. Now, as I said before, we are preparing ourselves to Paradise on Earth service. I like to reflect with each one of you. How am I being useful to God and Meishu-Sama to change the lives of other people, like my life was changed? Or am I only thinking about myself, my family? What may someone change in my life? From where has He taken me? Has He saved me? And how am I expressing my gratitude to Him, letting Him use me to change the lives of other people? through joy, through guiding them, to take care of them, to helping them follow the teachings, practice the teachings. How many homes are becoming happier through me? God is using me to make these homes happier, to make them become homes of light, filled with health, prosperity, and peace. Let's reflect about it in our preparation for the Paradise on Earth service. That's what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any doubts, please write it. We'll do our best on our next study sessions to explain them. Thank you very much, and let's prepare ourselves to our Paradise on Earth service. Thank you very much.